Learn with me act vocabulary. Banal. Meaning, lacking originality, boring. Example, the movie was filled with banal dialogue that did little to engage the audience. Bane. Meaning, a cause of great distress or annoyance. Example, the harsh winter weather was the bane of the farmer's existence. Beguile. Meaning, to charm or enchant, often in a deceptive way. Example, the magician managed to beguile the audience with his sleight of hand. Belabor. Meaning, to argue or elaborate on excessively, to dwell on. Example, there's no need to belabor the point, we've already discussed it thoroughly. Belie. Meaning, to give a false impression of, to contradict. Example, his calm demeanor belied the anger he felt inside. Bellicose. Meaning, demonstrating aggression and willingness to fight. Example, the country's bellicose statements heightened tensions in the region. Belligerent. Meaning, hostile and aggressive. Example, the belligerent customer demanded to speak to the manager immediately. Benevolent. Meaning, kind and generous. Example, the benevolent philanthropist donated millions to charity. Benign. Meaning, gentle and kind, not harmful. Example, the benign tumor posed no threat to her health. Bequeath. Meaning, to leave something to someone in a will. Example, he decided to bequeath his estate to his grandchildren. Berate. Meaning, to scold or criticize someone angrily. Example, the coach berated the players for their lack of effort during the game. Bereft. Meaning, deprived of or lacking something. Example, after the accident, she felt bereft of hope. Beseech. Meaning, to beg urgently and fervently. Example, the villagers beseeched the king for protection against the invaders. Blasphemy. Meaning, the act of speaking sacrilegiously about sacred things, profane talk. Example, the author's blasphemy caused outrage among religious groups. Blatant. Meaning, obvious and without any attempt to conceal. Example, his blatant disregard for the rules got him into trouble. Blithe. Meaning, showing a casual and cheerful indifference considered to be callous or improper. Example, her blithe attitude towards her responsibilities annoyed her colleagues. Bolster. Meaning, to support or strengthen. Example, the new evidence bolstered the lawyer's case. Bombastic. Meaning, high-sounding but with little meaning, inflated. Example, the politician's bombastic speech was full of grand promises but lacked substance. Boon. Meaning, a thing that is helpful or beneficial. Example, the mild winter was a boon to the struggling farmers. Brevity. Meaning, conciseness in speech or writing. Example, the brevity of his speech was appreciated by the audience. Example, the politician's bombastic speech. Brusque. Meaning, abrupt or offhand in speech or manner. Example, his brusque manner often offended people. Bucolic. Meaning, relating to the pleasant aspects of the countryside and country life. Example, they enjoyed the bucolic beauty of the rolling hills and lush pastures. Buffet. Meaning, to strike repeatedly and violently, to batter. Example, the ship was buffeted by the stormy seas. Bulwark. Meaning, a defensive wall, something serving as a principal defense. Example, the castle's thick stone walls served as a bulwark against invaders. Bungle. Meaning, to carry out a task clumsily or incompetently. Example, they bungled the investigation, leading to a wrongful arrest. Bureaucratic. Meaning, relating to the business of running an organization or government, overly concerned with procedure at the expense of efficiency or common sense. Example, the bureaucratic process was slow and frustrating, requiring numerous forms and approvals. Burgeon. Meaning, to grow and flourish. Example, the small town began to burgeon into a bustling city. Burlesque. Meaning, a parody or comically exaggerated imitation of something, especially in a literary or dramatic work. Example, the play was a burlesque of Victorian society. Buttress. Meaning, to support, strengthen, or reinforce. Example, the architect designed columns to buttress the building's structure. Byzantine. Meaning, excessively complex. Example, the company's Byzantine bureaucracy made it difficult to get anything done.